What I wanted to do in today's video was address a question that I get asked quite often, and that is the difference between these two products. So here we've got an IK sprayer, and that is a multi-sprayer. We've also got another IK sprayer, and that is the IK foam. So I want to talk a little bit about the differences between these two types of IK sprayer, and ultimately which you'd want to use when, and if you are just purchasing the one, which kind of one I would suggest going for first. So I'll quickly take you through the differences here, and the bottles on these two in particular. So these are the IK 1.5 versions. There are some upgraded versions of these too that I do have in the cabinets, but I have two identical ones of these, so I thought these would be the best to kind of compare. But in terms of the differences, the bottles are exactly the same. The only differences are really the head units. So as you can see here, this one has this kind of nozzle, whereas this one has a slightly different nozzle, and this is because this one produces foam and this one just sprays chemicals, so it doesn't produce any foam at all. The IK Multi is the more simplistic out of the two, as you just get that nozzle. There's only that kind of spray pattern, and there's not really anything complicated in terms of the setup. The IK foam is slightly different in that there are actually 3 different inserts that you can put in here, and those will change the sort of consistency of the foam you get. So you can get anything from sort of quite a wet runny foam to something sort of super dry kind of shaving foam style, or go for something in between, which is what I typically use, which is the grey one. So now onto the uses, and I'll start with the IK foam version. I personally only use this for applying wheel shampoos, and it's something that I do weekly on my own vehicle, as I find it's really good to get a consistent layer of foam on there that just helps to add lubrication throughout the wash process. Of course, you can add wheel shampoo to your bucket as well, but just getting it on that wheel I find a little bit easier and just a little bit more enjoyable to use as well. Now, other kind of uses of this, one that I have seen is using it to actually clean upholstery. So by spraying the foam on there, it can look a little bit cooler, and some people find that it agitates a bit better. I personally don't bother using that, and I'll just actually use the IK Multi for that purpose. And also, you can actually use it to apply a snow foam if you really, really want to, although we're talking about this a bit later. I wouldn't personally recommend it. I don't think it's very efficient. It's going to take a very long time. So now onto the IK Multi, which I would consider the more versatile option of the two. This is something that I use every single wash for applying a pre-wash chemical, and that is typically a citrus or an all-purpose cleaner. It's great because you can just get that really consistent, even coverage very, very quickly, rather than using a trigger sprayer, which honestly takes ages and it hurts after a while. I find that this is one of my essential kind of products here. I also, like I mentioned previously, do use this for applying chemicals to interior surfaces like fabric mats and seats. And also I do see a lot of people using the IK Multi for things like rinseless products. So Absolute by P&S is a great option, or Optimum No Rinse, again, very popular. So now, which would I suggest using if you are starting completely from scratch, you don't have either of these 3 products and you're looking to just get one of them to start with? I would personally go with the IK Multi, and that's not actually the order that I started in. I got the foam first and then got the sprayer later, and I think that's probably the wrong way to do it. I find that the IK Multi sprayer is just much more versatile, and I think for pre-washing vehicles, it's just absolutely essential. The IK foam is a great one to have, and it is really useful. I find it perfect for applying wheel shampoos and things like that. But if someone took it away from me and said I could never use it again, I would cope with that. This, I wouldn't cope quite as well. Now, as I said previously, you can apply snow foam using the IK foam. However, it's just going to take absolutely ages. I find that you just don't get as much output compared to how many times you have to pump it when using the foam compared to using the Multi. So if you want to use a snow foam or a pre-wash style product, you can still use the Multi. I've actually used snow foams in this, and although it doesn't foam up, you're still getting that pre-wash chemical on there and it's still going to work. So I tried this with a very popular product in the UK, which is Built Hamber Auto Foam, and I actually just put 40ml in here, topped up with a litre of water, compared that to using it in a foam cannon, and they cleaned exactly the same. You just end up using less product if you use the Multi. So hopefully that's answered your question, you know where to go from here. If you are looking to buy the products, I will pop some links in the description to where you can find them. If you have enjoyed the video, it'd be great if you could drop it a like, and thanks very much for watching.